Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new, hi, my name is Angela. I'm a mom of two beautiful babes and I'm here to share my home, heart, and faith with you guys. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys an updated tour on our Montessori at home inspired playroom with a toddler and a baby. I have also done this on a budget, so if you're looking for how to do Montessori on a budget, I have some tips and tricks in this video for you as well. I am super excited to share these tips and tricks that I have learned about Montessori with you guys. So first, I wanted to just give a quick little definition of what Montessori is in case you are not aware or have never heard about it before. So a Montessori education includes a free activity within a prepared environment. This is tailored to the child's characteristics, their specific age, and the individual personality of each child. So I don't know a ton about it. I know that they like open-ended play because they believe it helps your baby use their brain more. They also believe in all like wood type toys. So I do not have 100% a Montessori playroom. It is inspired by Montessori, meaning I believe I am catering to my daughter's characteristics, to my son's characteristics, to the things that they play with, and so on and so forth. And if you guys stick with me all the way to the end of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a very awesome, cool, creative corner that I created in my daughter's room that we are going to be using for reading and quiet time. You are not going to want to miss out on that. So I have this cute little clip that I'm going to show you guys as to one of the reasons why I don't mind having other toys that are not Montessori approved. A Montessori inspired toy or approved toy are things such as this. Like I said, they're just really big on open-ended play, a lot of like wood toys because they last longer and things like that. Something that would not be a Montessori inspired toy would be, for a lack of better example, something like this. But I'm going to insert right here the clip as to why I love that table. We had this table at my in-laws house that she like was not allowed to get to, and she would find any toy, chair, whatever was close to her, and she would use it as a walker. And she was like 9 or 10 months at this point. She did not know how to walk. She could barely stand up on her own. So I'm keeping that table. It stays in our playroom area all of the time. I think it's great for them to play with. I will stand Ezekiel up on the table now and sit next to him, give him some time to stand up, and then he has something to entertain himself as well. I do also stand him up on the couch from time to time. So we do also believe in toy rotation, which is another Montessori at home. I don't rotate every single toy out because we do not have a ton of toys for my children, which is totally fine with me. But what I will do when I do her toy rotation every like 2 to 3 weeks or so, I will grab a few toys and rotate them out. The same thing with Ezekiel. I have a basket on our coffee table with all his toys, and then I have this little setup here on our entertainment stand for him now, and I would just change his toys out there occasionally. I literally would just put him on the floor with a few toys around him and try to get him to move and crawl towards those things. When we first started doing Montessori in the playroom area and I did a toy rotation, I realized that Alea was like obsessed with certain toys. So like her Mega Blocks, I would put them away because I'm like, they're coming out of the rotation, we need to put something new up there. And she knew that the toys were hidden in her closet, and she would go into her closet and she would climb over top of everything just to get to the blocks. So for a while, I just kept those out. That was one of the things that stayed like in our play area for a very long time. I have finally been able to pull them out of rotation, and she's excited to engage with these other things. We do also keep this kitchen in here all of the time. I think it's really good for imaginary play. She's almost 2, so she's starting to get into that imaginary play now, and it's just so adorable watching her play with that. Another spot that I will rotate things out every once in a while is their books. I only keep board books out in the living room because they're both chewing on things, they're both still teething So I do not want pages to get ripped or wet or torn on their other books, so I will rotate out any board books that we have here every once in a while as well. So this is our play area set up. This part right now mainly is where Alea hangs out. When I am hanging out with both of the kids, I will sit on the floor and all three of us will hang out over there. But when I have Zeke on the ground by himself, I have him over in front of the TV because we have a carpet there. That way if he's crawling or wiggling around, he's in a safer zone. So that is why I have it sort of separate. Yes, the toys are taking up my living room, but I honestly, it doesn't bother me any. The mess doesn't bother me any. I am comfortable hanging out with them in the living room and letting them play. I would feel like claustrophobic and just like trapped if we had a playroom that was closed off. So I love the fact that I was able to set this up in the living room. Let me know in the comments below where you have you and your kids' play area. Like, what is the spot you guys gravitate towards the most? One thing I wanted to share with you guys, with Montessori at home, they like the kids to be able to grab their toys, and they believe too much just kind of like crowds the brain and they can't really do a lot and they get overwhelmed. So you don't want to have a ton of options out for them to play with. We keep about 5 or 6 toys on hand, and then in the books I keep about 8 or so. I usually do like 2 or 3 per slot. This way the baby can use their brain more and they're engaging with those toys more and they're finding different ways to play with them. So in this little part right here, I just wanted to add in a few things. One of the things I mentioned in this video is that I am here to help you learn how to do Montessori at home on a budget or budget friendly. So one of the hacks that I wanted to share is that I purchased this shoe rack. It was like $10. I got it from TJ Maxx. Another thing that I did is I just have different baskets around the home. One of the things that Montessori believes is you should have it all deconstructed as so, and you want to have all of the pieces in one spot. For me, as you can tell here, I just have the toys in the basket and the piece next to it. My daughter has learned to grab and pull what goes together, but if you do have trays and things that you could set everything on, that would work as well. But one thing that I did when I was doing this setup for my Montessori inspired playroom was I shopped in my home for baskets and found random things that I could use. This one, for example, used to be a little shower caddy. It had a thing up top here that you could carry it around with. We just took that out and now I use it as a basket. It's an extra one when I need it. This one I did purchase from Target for the playroom, and then these ones my mother gave to me. Another thing I wanted to talk about while I was looking up research for this, I actually found a really cool article. It's called Monty Kids. I will have it linked below for you. It just goes into a little bit more detail and I thought it was super interesting. But one of the things that she was saying, if you have a little baby like a year under or so, you want to constantly be changing up the things that they are playing with. So if you have a little area set up for them. So one of the things I was reading in that article is that since our little babies are developing so quickly, they're learning new milestones daily, weekly, monthly, you want to constantly be switching up the toys that are there. So one of the things she was saying is for the little ones, you don't want to have it out of sight, out of mind. You want to have your toy rotation close by. So for me, I have a basket of Ezekiel's toys on our coffee table, and then we have his set up on our TV stand, as you can see here. So I will rotate out different things here every once in a while. She was saying with the babies, you don't want it out of sight, out of mind. You want it close if possible. Obviously, if that's not possible, you make do with the area that you have. But I will definitely link this article below if you are interested in reading and doing your own research on Montessori at home. The next thing that I wanted to mention, the other little setup that I have for my toddler at the moment, is this kitchen display area. I use this more so for sensory play. It is great for when we are cooking. She can help us when I want to distract her. If I am not in the mood to have her help me cook, I will give her a sensory play and let her do her thing while I'm cooking. And I also have a toy rotation there as well. I have a few different toys that are specific to that section. I have those stored in the kitchen. We have benches that open, so I store those toys in there, and I will rotate those out every couple weeks as well. I highly suggest purchasing one of these. This one specifically that I have is plastic. I found it at Walmart and it was literally $40, but to me, I did not care. Every single other one that I have looked into that is wood was $150 or more. I even have been searching Facebook Marketplace and they were as little as $100. So when I seen this bad boy for 40 bucks, I snatched it up real quick. And it has been one of the best purchases I have made for my child. She loves helping out and she was constantly pushing and pulling when we were cooking and things. So this is great because we can just move it around the kitchen and have her right next to us whenever we're doing anything that we need. One thing we are working on with Alea is playing with one toy at a time. She is still in the habit of pulling everything out and throwing them all over the place. So recently I have been trying to encourage her to clean up this toy and then play with another, because that is one of their things, is you don't want them playing with all of their toys at once. There are a few other little random toys that we just keep out all the time. One of them is these little like walker type of toys. Alea actually still uses it to run around the house. Cracks me up because I'm like, girl, you know how to walk, you don't need that in front of you for stability, but she loves it. She's always loved that little toy. I also always have the bouncer out, and that is another thing that Alea loves to play with. We have one in our doorway and we have one in the living room in the corner, and sometimes I'll put Zeke in the doorway because I'll be in the kitchen cooking and Alea will go jump in the other one, and they will just have like these jump off sessions, and it is so adorable and it's so cute. But I encourage you to just let your kids be creative. If you like the hack of using a shoe rack for your child's toy storage, give this video a thumbs up. I have another hack that I wanted to share with you guys, what I do for storage, because we do not have a basement, we do not have a garage. I have a ranch style house and we only have the closets in each bedroom. So Alea has the biggest closet and she doesn't take up that much space with her clothing and things. So we will store her toys in a tote that closed, and it is in the corner of her closet. I try to like hide it with other things so she doesn't find it because she knows how to open them now. But if you don't have a lot of space and you're trying to get creative with your storage and you're like, I don't have anywhere to hide these things, that is a great thing you can do. You could also have a setup like somewhere else in your living room where you rotate the toys out if you don't have a ton of them as well. And one thing I wanted to show you guys is with toys like this, for example, if you're storing them away in a tote or such like I am, obviously you're not going to want to put it away like this in the tote because things will probably get lost in the bottom, or if you have a ton of puzzles or things like that where you can't like put the toys away into a box and they're nice and safe. What I do is I put all of these little guys into a Ziploc baggie and then I just store it in the tote like that. That way nothing is getting lost when it's in storage and I'm not scrambling to find everything, because when I do her toy rotation, it's usually during a nap. And as promised, I'm going to be taking you guys into my daughter's bedroom and showing you our little reading corner that we have set up for quiet time. I wanted to set up this little corner for her for so long. She's always loved books, just holding them and reading them, and now she pretends to read them, which is the cutest thing ever. So I wanted to have a setup that was easy for her to get to, that was cheap, but still looked good. One hack that I've seen all over Pinterest is people will take like IKEA spice racks, and IKEA getting in there is crazy right now. So I was just trying to find something that I could do, and I was scouring Pinterest, and I'm not joking, literally the only thing that was coming up was the IKEA racks. And I was like, okay, I gotta get creative on this. So I had this genius idea of hanging up baskets in the corner. We are going to add 2 smaller ones for her little board books, because if I put them in there, they're kind of hidden and hard for her to grab. So I put the bigger books up in there right now, but she can easily reach into the first basket. She loves this little corner. So all in all, her corner only cost us $50 to do everything with the baskets, the hooks, the pillows, and the rugs. And I think it is such a cute alternative if you were trying to set up some kind of quiet time corner for your child. I just wanted to share this with you guys at the end of this video because I just love it, and honestly I like hanging out in there with her, so sometimes when she has quiet time I'll just sit in there and hang out with her. That is all I have for this video. Make sure you guys subscribe if you liked this Playroom video. That is all that I have for this Montessori at home inspired Playroom tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like our Playroom setup, give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment and let me know what was your favorite part of our Playroom. I will see you all in that one. I love you so much.